What was that?
The year was 1991. I had just moved from New York to Florida, and my new school had a much larger library than my library in my school in New York. I am intrigued by the technology. See, at this point, I am still, even though most people are using Windows machines, I am still using a DOS-based machine. It was awesome. But I go to the computer section of the library, and I find this computer book, and in it, they show this tablet that you can draw on, and what you draw appears on the computer. Fast forward 30 years, and I got this. It's a little drawing tablet. It came with a little pen. It was about $20. It worked, but it's weird drawing down here and looking up at the screen. I mean, 10-year-old me would have been amazed by this, but it was neat. It worked. It's basically a big trackpad, but instead of using your finger, you use a pen, which is nice because your hand doesn't move things on it. Used it a couple times, put it away, never used it again. Fast forward a few more years, and I decide to splurge. And I get this nice large drawing tablet where it's a screen, so I can actually use the pen, and it's pressure sensitive, and I can draw pictures. See, I love drawing. Should have started off with that. I like sketching stuff. I have little sketchbooks, and I dabble with this, and I dabble with that. And I got this maybe 2 years ago, and I even had someone give me at the same time a nice drawing desk. And I used it a bunch, but I haven't used it in quite a while. That's gonna change. I'm gonna start using it more. I say that. I hope it works. But I thought, what could I start with? Now, lots of times I'll just sketch my own little doodles or whatnot, but a few times where I'll bring in an image, a photo, and I'll like trace it and then use different brushes on it to make it look like watercolors, and it's turned out well. Well, recently I met some new friends, and my friend Marcos and his family, they love the movie Nacho Libre, so I thought, hey, why don't I draw them a picture of Nacho Libre and get it printed as a poster and send it to them? Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in an image, I'm going to do a quick trace over it, and then sample some colors, and then I'm going to use like a watercolor brush, and I'm going to get kind of a watercolored image. Hopefully it looks halfway decent. I'll send them the poster. Hopefully they'll like it. If not, hey, it's the thought that counts, right? Well, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to send them a print, but I'm also going to get myself a print so I can see what it looks like. By the way, I'm using the program called Krita, which is free, open source, cross-platform, and amazing for doing stuff like this, although I haven't used it in over a year. So I'm going to fumble around a little bit, picking out the right brushes and with the interface and whatnot. But here is a time-lapse of me working on this. Okay, it's been 3 or so days since I finished that painting, drawing, whatever you want to call it. I was actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Good, because if it looked horrible, I wouldn't want to order a poster print. But I got this triangular box in the mail today, and I didn't know what it was because I was expecting it to show up in a tube. But it came in, and I've already opened it because I didn't realize what it was going to be. Otherwise, I would have opened it on camera. And here it is. I think it turned out pretty good. So again, I'm going to send a copy of this to my buddy Marcos. But if you're a supporter of mine on Patreon, let me know. Contact me if you want this, and I'll mail it to you. If more than one patron asks for it, well, then I'll just decide who I like better and send it to them. Anyway, I thought I would just share this. I hope that you liked it. I hope to do more drawings in the future. Thanks for watching. filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.